That is demonization of LGBTQIA plus.
No, it absolutely is not.
Yes, it is, because how are furries part of the
transition?
There's no F in LGBTQIA+.
Claiming people calling trans species. It's what the politicians do here.
No, but that's got nothing to do with trans. We're talking about furries. If they transition into trans, that's fine. But we're talking about furries who aren't on the LGBTQIA+ spectrum. Furries are not they don't have identity on the LGBT.
And that's why it's propaganda, because this teacher is posting propaganda,
but the thing is,
saying that, they use these litter boxes and they transition to transgender.
But why don't you understand that it's not just happening in America? This is what I'm trying to say. You guys can say it's propaganda in your country, but it's not just happening in America. I played something from Australia. I can find something from South Africa. It's not just happening in your country.
And that actually provide evidence. It's not propaganda, or they say this, they say this, and it's actual proof.
Just because you're offended by it and you refer to it as propaganda doesn't mean it is.
It is. Even with the table thing, it got disproven by the actual school. So why are we taking these people at their word?
Where's the
I'm
proof
sorry,
that
but
it was
it's not
disproven
happening.
by the actual school?
Why should we take you at yours?
Because this whole thing was proven to be a hoax back in 2021. It started in Michigan. It started in Michigan.
I don't
4 years later, and in Australia,
I'm not saying that. I never said that her kid was a liar. I'm saying that there are litter boxes in schools with litter to be used during school shootings. That's what they were there for.
Yes, well, that's what they were there for, and now they're being used as furries' toilets.
That's not. No, it's not. It's.
You know what? Tomorrow during the KJ show,
I want to talk about a very specific Republican manipulation tactic. This tactic is what caused me to leave the right, even though I was a lifelong conservative, and move over to being a Democrat. The minute I caught on to what they were doing, it was like, oh, fuck no. So I'm going to play a video for you really quickly. Just watch it, and then we'll talk about it. It's the perfect example.
Donald Trump, the agenda that is being pushed through our schools is, just my opinion.
So yes, I have litter boxes in my classroom, and although I only focus on converting my students to becoming trans, to become furries, I still want to support my furry students. One of the punishments that I use for my
that's propaganda. Why? No.
Identity is to
I need you guys to understand, teachers can get in trouble for saying one little thing. They get fired for that shit. Ain't no way they're trying to transition people. Also, I don't appreciate the disrespect in the comments. I really don't.
But how can you say ain't no way? How can you say?
Because if they're in the classroom, we have decency laws.
But the
You
man
can't
is sitting on.
just
But he's sitting on social media.
Explain your decency laws to me, please.
that you can't just pull your pants down in America. You can't just expose yourself. You can get in trouble for that.
Sitting here telling me
They're not exposing themselves if they're in a bathroom using their litter box.
He just said they're in his classroom. He just said that the teacher.
My son did not just say they're in the bathroom.
She's not talking. She's talking about the video
she just played. The video said, "Oh, I give him a pencil and shit." No.
But besides that, generally speaking, the furry students are responsible for cleaning up their own litter boxes. So yes, I have litter boxes in my classroom, and although I only focus on converting my students to becoming trans.
Yeah, that part right there. I only
that's propaganda. That's propaganda.
Yes.
Okay, that's propaganda.
Some of my good friends.
He's gay. He's gay. This guy is gay.
A lot of gay people.
Some of my son's friends are gay. He doesn't have an issue with them.
Cool. I don't care. It's still not happening.
Kathy, you're just fucking pressed. You're pressed.
Okay.
I'm pressed because I don't like propaganda against the LGBTQ people.
Bathroom.
Oh, God.
Yes, you heard me right. My 13-year-old just told me.
Oh, there's a reliable source.
They are putting kitty litter. No, Bubba. They are putting kitty litter in the school's bathrooms.
They're not.
I'm like, what? For what? She said because of the furries. She said half of the school.
Okay, so let me go.
Kathy, please show us your proof that it's not true.
What am I supposed to do? I can't book a picture or anything.
Here you go, Paul.
You can
I have
share-
nothing against the LGBT or whatever. I'm just like
Same.
Aaliyah. I can't do it all, okay? But I'm a Christian woman, straight woman. All right, my grandchild has come home about teachers that are LGBTQ and have that stuff in their classroom. Do you think I appreciate that? Do you think they should have that in the classroom?
Again, it's because of the school shootings. That's literally the only reason why. because they get stuck in there for hours and they can't leave.
First, you said that it was in the classrooms for vomits.
Yes, it's for vomit and if they have to go to the bathroom. That's it.
But do you think that I should want an LGBTQ person to teach or put that lifestyle out there for my grandchild?
Lifestyle of protecting them if they're stuck in a situation? What are you talking about?
Well, you're talking about it's propaganda, the furry stuff, right?
I'm talking about saying that we need to do something because it's in the bathrooms. It's false.
Did you just say that gay teachers and lesbian teachers are pushing their sexuality on students?
If it's in the classroom. Well, if they're displaying their gay pride flags in the classroom, is that not pushing their lifestyle onto the students?
But everyone is entitled to their individuality, and if someone is proud of being gay, we can't say you can't put that up in your classroom because you're the teacher. That's who you are. It's your identity. You learn a lot from people.
Right.
I had gay teachers, and I was very happy with my gay teachers.
But here's what I'm trying to get at, though. You showed a video or played a video where the guy.
So with regards to that video where he says he focuses on transitioning people, that I understand where you would have a reservation. But I mean, like when it comes to someone putting up the LGBTQIA plus flag, the rainbow flag, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe that. It's a flag. It's a pride. It's a thing of pride, and also children need to be aware that there are gays, there are lesbians, there are bisexuals, and you love around them. They are just like you. My sister's married to a woman, and she's married. My sister's not a lesbian. My sister's doesn't identify as anything in actuality. She fell in love with a woman, and she married the woman she fell in love with. And this is just life. And children need to be aware of that. When I get a little irritated when when adults tell people, no, they're friends, when that's wife and wife, or when that's husband and husband. It's irritating because they're not friends. They're married, and you can't take that away from them. And they're like, oh, but they didn't learn about that. But you don't need to learn about that. You need to be aware of that. So I do understand where you're coming from with regards to that video. But I mean, in general, I think that it's a good thing that people are putting up their pride flags. So when a kid asks, what is that flag? You tell them. Because children need to be educated on this.
Absolutely, they do 100%.
Schools are being told they need to take that down.
Pardon?
Schools are being told they are not allowed to show flags. There are people that they cannot show different, because the government doesn't like LGBT people. I don't know what to tell you. Because of Christians and stuff like that, they don't want their kids around it.
Okay, but Christianity.
But you know what? At my son's school, teachers have them hanging up in their room.
Certain states in Texas,
yes,
it's banned, and also in
Florida.
Texas that it's now a requirement for all schools to have the 10 Commandments in every classroom.
Excuse me, what?
Yes.
The 10 Commandments are so archaic. No offense to Christians, but like, it's so archaic.
It's because we have a Christian nationalist movement coming up here in America.
But we're not under the 10 Commandments or that covenant anymore.
But
it doesn't matter.
The current administration is trying to get rid of separation of church and state. That's what they're doing.
I mean, I believe that the children should be able to take a Bible to school, or the Bible be taught.
Okay, but what about the students who aren't Christian? Isn't it offensive towards them? If a Muslim kid brought a Quran to school, would he be called a terrorist?
Yes. Honestly, yes.
Also, KJ, I did send you, because the links are too long to send in chat, I sent you 2 articles.
Right. No, I just checked that they were hoaxes, but I mean, like, if things can change. Like, I understand. No, I know about the hoax. I know about trying to demonize the LGBTQIA plus community, but there's also articles about how this is real.
There are a lot of things going on in my kids' school that I haven't seen in a lot of other schools that parents are fighting the school about. I mean, it's bad. It's bad enough to where we are talking about pulling my son out of this school and sending him to a private school because it's not healthy.
And it's not about LGBTQIA+. It's about these weird fetishes and things.
Yep.
And when I say weird fetishes, I'm not referring to people who are dressing up in cosplay. I'm referring to people who are cats and dogs. And it's being pushed and promoted. That, for me, is weird. Because
it's really not, though.
But having a child hiss at you, having a child bark at you, having a child, like, walk on all fours,
well, my son and I took my son bowling. He had some kid come up and meow at him, and I looked at my son. I said, "What the hell is he?" Because wasn't aware of him way back when we went. He's like, she pretends to be a cat, and I'm like, okay, so of course I come home and I start researching this shit because I didn't know about it. And he's like, Mom, it's a true thing. Well, then the longer the school year went on, there was a dog. There were a couple dogs. There were some wolves. There were some cats. There were 4 rabbits. It is a thing.
Okay, but they're not walking on all fours in schools. They're being dragged on leashes. That's not happening in public schools.
I honestly think we need to change the subject and move on because somebody's going to get their feelings hurt somewhere along the way.
Oh, but these are real life things, and the thing is, if Firecracker is seeing these things, you can't discredit her.
Oh, I'll have receipts tomorrow for you. So if you want to come back tomorrow, Sloppy, I'll have it all for you.
Can I ask for actual proof? Besides, can you? I'm not.
You
I'm
can't
not
take a
going
picture of
further.
a kid peeing in a kitty litter.
No, I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about.
no.
I'm asking about if you can.
Patty, I guess you have to.
I'm asking if you can take screenshots of school board meeting transcripts that show this conversation happening, which you can ask for.
I'm not sending you my son's.
I'm not. No, you can. No, I'm no. I'm not saying no. I am saying for you to take screenshots and crop out that stuff, the information about the school information, because those transcripts they do have. You can request them.
Why can't
and if those
she just,
things are actually being talked about, then that's proof that it's happening.
Why can't she just ask to go into the school building and go into the
She
bathroom?
can't go into the school building. They don't allow anybody in there that's not schoolmen that aren't staff. America's laws have changed so severely since school shootings have happened that nobody's allowed in the schools.
I can go up to the high school door, ring the bell, show my ID, and they let me in.
They let me in the school.
Because you have a child there, but you can't just go in there to ask to look around.
Yeah, you're not
if I ask them to use the bathroom, they'll let me go in and use the bathroom.
They won't let you to a kid's bathroom. They have adult bathrooms.
Yes, they will let me into the bathroom.
Well, I've done that before.
Yes, parents can go into schools, but they restrict access to where they can go.
And I don't see
Wrong.
Yes, they do. They have changed laws to restrict access.
But the thing is, just because they've changed laws, it doesn't mean that people are following it.
Go back in your room and guess what they did?
As I said, our schools are so much different here than a lot of other schools.
I can go to the high school here, and to go to even at a basketball game, I have to go across the hall to a student bathroom.
So you tell me you've been in student bathrooms that have seen litter boxes. You've already seen them.
The litter boxes?
Yes.
I've got to go up to the one that my son says they're at.
But I'm saying you've never been so upset hearing that there's litter boxes that you go in the school. Find out if this is true or not.
Absolutely, I've been into this school. I've complained about it. They need to be taken out. They need to be gone. I don't agree with it. And so have a lot of other parents. I've got 3 other parents on this street that I live on that have been in there and complained about it. Absolutely.
But has anybody seen them? Has anybody seen them?
Our kids see them every damn day.
But nobody's taking a pictures on anything.
That's the problem at their schools. But that's what I'm saying. He's asking her to go and get information from the school. I'm saying, and she's saying she can. Why not if she's able to get access to the building and say, I want to see this, They're not going to deny her being able to go into the bathroom to get that proof.
Exactly.
Okay, I just want to put out something else out here. Would it be so hard to believe that what Hokido said is correct, that they put it in there because of the school shootings and stuff? But what is the likelihood that the furries have started actually using it as their toilets?
I highly doubt it.
No, but you can't say that because you're not a furry who's using a litter box to relieve yourself.
I don't know what else to say. It's just so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That's why we're having these conversations, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
But it's so ridiculous that it's not happening. And I don't know how people are believing this when it has been debunked after debunked.
But just because it's ridiculous to you, it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because you can't fathom a world where this is happening, it doesn't mean it's not happening. There are people who drink each other's blood. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds weird. They identify as vampires, but it's happening.
I'm not saying there's no furries. I'm not saying kids don't bark or shit. I'm not denying that. What I'm talking about is the litter box, especially when it has been debunked time after time after time. Like I said, even that law in Texas.
Why can't you accept the fact that, yes, it may have been debunked, but what if there are furries out here who are now using those as their toilets?
No, that's just not happening. Like I said, people aren't just going to the bathroom.
Because you're not in school and you don't have a kid in school.
Do you have a kid in school, Slothy?
No, I don't have a kid. But I have common sense.
Yeah, but you have common sense, and furries don't seem to have common sense. Then you're pretty much saying, if it is true, then furries don't have common sense.
It's
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, it is.
But yes, it is what you're saying. Because if there's a furry out here tomorrow using a litter box, you're saying they don't have common sense. Because you can't fathom a world where someone would use a litter box to relieve themselves.
I can't believe that in a public school.
Yeah, but you can't believe that, but it's happening.
Or it's allowed in public schools?
Where I come from, we can't believe that there's school shootings, but it's happening.
What do you mean? It's just, in America, you get enough trouble, like I said, for the pride flag. There's enough people that get upset about it,
We're not talking about the pride flag right now. We're talking about
furries have nothing to do with LGBT.
I know, but what I'm saying is, you think the parents are so upset that this litter box thing is still happening. It's not happening.
You're not
Even with that Texas law this year, they said they have no proof.
The litter box thing, yes, it was a hoax. But what we are saying is there are furries now using those litter boxes. If they're meant for vomit, if they're meant for whatever the case, they're now using them as toilets.
But they're not just sitting out these buckets. They're put away for the instant that there is a school shooting. Because, like I said, they cannot leave the classroom.
Yeah, the pride had flag.
That's where this all started. That's where this all started.
This has nothing to do with the pride flag. There is no. It's nothing about.
You guys aren't getting it.
It's about animal. It's about kids
An animal
being furries
fetish
and using litter boxes.
It's not a fetish. Oh, I mean, it is fetish for some people, but I'm not saying it's for your own kids.
And they keep trying to bring the pride flag into it, and
somebody
that's not even on the
identifying as
radar.
a furry got to do with somebody identifying as an LGBTQ.
Because it starts with them using that to transition to attack the LGBT community.
Well, that's not what we're here
That's
for.
why you guys are
isolating.
No, I know. I'm saying how Melissa asked how it relates, and that's what happens. That's how it starts.
Yeah,
is if they relate it to the LGBT community to attack
No,
them.
but that's also your opinion. That's not a fact.
Oh, here we go. Imagine cities like Los Angeles or New York City. I'm in no man's land, and it happens here. There's another person.
The person I know who works in the school, my best friends, is in fucking Connecticut. Real liberal ass blue state. I've been in the school, been in the bathrooms. There's no fucking litter boxes.
I thought you've never been there.
I am reading the comments, and I don't believe these 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds are being truthful. I don't.
Just because you don't believe it, it doesn't mean it's not true.
Calling them liars.
We know who they are.
Whatever.
We know the community. This is a community. This is the King John show. We know our community in here, so we know who these people are. They're not 16, 17.
They said their grandchildren are 16,
Okay, but
17
I just
saying
need to
this.
say something. Jigsaw made a comment that is total sense. 350 million people. How is there no space for it to be possible, for it to be true?
Somebody, if you're not a parent, Sloppy, how would you know?
Again, common sense that this is not happening because that makes
No,
absolutely
but
no sense.
But but again, there's no common sense in America, period, because there are so many things happening so many times, all the time. School shootings, if you have common sense, it's not supposed to be happening.
It's not supposed to be happening, but legally it wouldn't make sense that they're just letting kids
But legally,
shit out in litter
shootings
boxes.
are unlawful and criminal.
Yes, I know. I'm not agreeing with school shootings, obviously.
No, but we're not agreeing with anything. We're saying that if school shootings are possible, then it's possible that there's a kid who identifies as a cat and is peeing in a kitty litter at school.
So, being a furry doesn't mean you identify as an animal. That's just your fursona. It's
not anymore, darling.
No, that's very true.
There's a cosplay community, and then there's a community who actually identifies as the animal that they're dressing up as.
That's not.
That's different.
No,
That
it's
is
not
Therian,
different
and it's a
because
it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. They don't physically think it.
They do chemically think it. They are documentaries.
At first
on
they
these
said it was
things.
outside the door. Now they're saying it's in the just fucking outside of the things, the
It's
stalls.
outside the school, the toilet door, the stall door.
I just need somebody else to try and talk sense into you guys because
No, but why are you're insulting? Hold up. You're trying to undermine us and insult our intelligence because you're trying to argue common sense. What's wrong for you and what's wrong for me are two different things. What's right for you or what's right for me are two different things. But there's no such thing as common sense when it comes to these things. We have sense. In fact, we have dollars, plenty of dollars, not just cents. And at the end of the day, just because you can't fathom a world where someone is lifting up their leg and identifying as a cat and peeing in a kitty litter, it doesn't mean it's not happening. There are adults out here wearing diapers and talking to, baby, I want to drink, baby, want food, baby, want food, baby, dance. Like, these are things, these are real life. These are real life things. And again, if you can't fathom a world where this is happening and common sense is idealized, then you need to wake up and smell the coffee because this is what's
But
happening.
I'm not going to believe it when it's be debunked every single time. And this all started.
What is being debunked is that a hoax has been.
Yes, they're hoaxes.
No,
and you just
the
had Jen in here saying that her school district was lowering tables, and I sent you a link where they said that's not true.
Okay, but perhaps that's not true there, but people don't always follow the law.
But didn't she just say she saw herself or her kid
in
win?
Texas, the school districts follow the laws really head on. That's why every single school in Texas has the 10 Commandments up right now.
Okay, but
Yeah,
why?
I was going to say,
I
is
don't
there
live
any?
in Texas. I live in Ohio.
I was going to say, is there any furries that are in the comments?
That's what I wanted
that
to
would like
ask.
to come up.
That's what I want to ask.
Yeah,
Give me
Slappy's.
2 moments. Yes, it
There's
was
been
a
since
hoax.
2020. They have been trying to push a more conservative.
Fluffy, but why can't you fathom a world? 2020 was 5 years ago. What if the furries, the kids who identify as cats, are actually using those kitty litters to defecate and to urinate in them? We're not saying that wasn't a
Because
hoax.
this is also an attack on the kids that are furries. Because I've worked in places where there have been
But
kids
not
that come in
everyone is the
as
same, Hokkito.
Okay, if the kid identifies as a furry and they don't put the litter box in the bathroom, then they're being discriminated
and you're automatically
against as
assuming that every
identifying
kid
as
that's a furry uses a litter box.
No, we're not. We're saying
No, Melissa just
that.
did. Melissa just did.
But is that not wouldn't they be discriminated against if they don't have a toilet to go in?
See, you're
Why would you play into that behaviour for a child? That's not behaviour that's suitable for a child. Furry shit does not belong in schools. The fuck? Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to
That was
use
okay,
that language.
Rihanna, but absolutely. The
kids. Okay, so the kids that are furries are kids that are social outcasts.
You don't know.
They
I
are
won't even
bullied
allow
all the
that
time.
sentence. Kids are not furries. Kids are not aware when you're putting cat ears on a child or whatever and having cute little filters on Snapchat. Does that make them a furry? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That is not okay behaviour.
The kids are the ones that choose. These kids are the ones that are asking their parents for this stuff. The parents aren't forcing this on their
husband
kids.
is a California high school teacher. He knows the school board does not allow this behavior in schools. He's literally a high school California teacher. He knows that the school board does not allow that kind of behavior within schools.
Okay.
For good reason, because that's for 18 plus. No child should have an understanding of what a furry is.
And in the same breath, there is no evidence that it is not happening.
Hold up. So what's wrong? Let me ask you this. What's wrong with being a furry, Rihanna?
There is nothing wrong with being a furry, but a child should not know.
Why does it have to be 18 plus, though? Let me ask you that. Why is it 18 plus?
Because that kind of activity is 18 plus. That's like saying that you should just teach kids
why is it
about
18 plus? Why is it 18 plus in your mindset?
No child should know what a furry is.
But what's a furry in your mind? That's what I'm asking. Why does it have to be 18
A child
plus?
can have, okay, so Hokido, what she's trying to say is a child can have an imagination, but once it becomes a reality, once the child starts identifying as an animal and not a child anymore and starts hissing and meowing and barking, that's problematic.
No, because what Rihanna is trying to come at is the side of the furrydom that is very much taboo, that most people disagree with, even other furries.
What words left my mouth that implied that?
You literally said
18 plus?
Yeah.
Because it should be 18 plus. I have a big problem with it. When I go to a Comic-Con and I see furries walking around with children, that makes me sick to my stomach.
So kids can't have an imagination?
Kids can have an imagination, but what is a furry? A furry is a sexual thing. That's not cosplay.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it can be just
No,
fun.
it
For
is
me, it's
not.
always just been a hobby,
Are either
a fun
of you
hobby.
furries? Are either of you?
Being a furry is not a sexual thing.
But it's fetishized.
It's literally a fetish. So next you're going to tell me it's okay to have people walking around schools dressing up as horses and have the horseplay in schools, right?
No, because that would not
Well,
be
that's
allowed.
the same freaking thing. That's literally the same thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It could be a fun
How
thing.
is that any different? You guys,
Being a furry is not a sexual thing.
Taquito, unless you are one, your opinion is like, I'm not going to hear it. Slothy, I will hear their opinion by all means if they are one. But,
Really?
like,
Because I have worked around kids that are furries. I have friends that are furries. I have just as much opinion as anybody else on this matter.
Well, I've worked with
But
sweet
it's not
people, but I can't
inherently.
speak.
Being a furry is not automatically sexual. For some individuals, it overlaps fetish interest. But it's fandom. It's people dressing up as, well, it's meant to be people dressing up as their favorite characters or people dressing up as these cosplay creatures. But we live in 2025 where it has become fetishized.
Let Pup Dexter up. Pup Dexter has every right to talk about this.
Yeah, but absolutely. But for the majority, it's creativity, it's identity, it's belonging. It's what, like you said, the misfits.
Yes, that's why these kids are furries, because they're ostracized, they're bullied, and this is what they go to because it makes them feel safe.
So did furries exist like 30 years ago then?
Huh?
Was this a thing 30 years ago when people were feeling ostracized 30 years ago? Did we start putting on puppy masks?
That's totally different.
No, the kids went to suicide.
Any different?
The kids went to suicide.
If you can type something into an 18 plus website and it comes up with a bunch of videos, then it belongs in an 18 plus world.
Well, then I guess there goes Halloween, because there's a lot of stuff on Halloween that's turned into 18 plus stuff too, then, right?
That's taking my sentence to the extreme.
No, it's not. You have these costumes where people are on 18 plus sites doing stuff, so then Halloween costumes need to go too.
But Halloween is an accepted holiday, and there's no one trying to borderline indoctrination with that in schools.
Indoctrination. So now, okay, see, that's where we go to, the indoctrination. We're trying to indoctrinate children into some sort of agenda.
Because children, as adults, we
She's trying
should
to
be
say it's
telling
enabling
children what's right and
behavior.
wrong. Sorry?
She's trying to say that it's enabling behavior.
Yeah.
No, she said the word indoctrinate, which means that we're trying to indoctrinate children into our community, which is not what's happening.
Because as adults...
Wait, hold
listen,
on. It's not furry, Hokido, because she's not relating it to the LGBTQIA plus community. She's talking about furries.
Yeah.
How do we keep tying furries to the LGBTQ QIA plus
I don't
community.
tie that in with the
Right, because they're not connected, Hakito.
But you are connecting
Furries-
You guys are trying to make us look bad when we're not
Yeah,
saying
for real.
anything about the LGBTQ or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm talking specifically about furries. I don't see anything wrong with the LGB community.
Exactly.
Because there is no connection, Hakito.
There isn't.
So furries became a thing about how long ago? When did this
80s,
start?
90s? 80s or 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
You know, and the thing is I have so many friends that are gay, bisexual, lesbian, you know, and they're good fucking people.
Yeah.
What my issue is these furries and them having litter boxes in my kids' fucking bathroom.
That's not okay.
I've
Yeah,
got an
that's
issue with
not
it.
okay.
Well, and that in all it can be dangerous because like, well, what if there is a child that goes into the bathroom and this litter box was changed or whatever, consuming, you know, because kids do random things, but consume some litter. Whether it's dirty or not, what happens with that?
I
It's
just want to highlight the
dangerous.
fact that someone from within your community is also saying it should be 18 plus.
Because Pup Dexter is into the fetish side of it. I can see by the pup mask.
Okay.
You can be
so
not
you can't
into that.
Separate it though.
You can. Yes, you can.
Hold on.
Okay, but that's okay. Frothy, you need to do
Can I
your
just say
research.
something?
Pup
Before
Dexter
we get into
is
that.
not a furry. That
Yes.
is called puppy play. If
Hold
you
on
wanna
one
be-
second. So
I just
Let
want
him
to
come
say
up
what
and
Michael's
talk.
saying. It's puppy
Hope
play.
One Do.
It's puppy play. It is not a furry.
Michael, I'm not
Hope
shouting
One
at
Do. You
so
just
I need to
specifically.
So do your research,
Yeah,
Michael,
Michael.
before you open your mouth.
No need to
and
shout,
you speak
Michael.
on my
What
community.
is the difference between
Michael.
the two? What is the difference between the two?
One is a fetish and one is just a hobby cosplay.
So
What-
how do you
what more do you want me to say?
differentiate? Okay, but how do we differentiate then, Stotty?
The mask, what they do, just knowing what it is.
But then you just
furries wear masks as well.
Well, yes, but then you also just misidentified Pup Dexter.
Okay.
Because if you are so educated on that, no offense, how did you not understand that Pup Dexter is into puppy play and not furry?
Because of the mask. Because of the specific
no, but you're
mask.
saying that's a fetish. That's a fetish. What if Pup Dexter wears a puppy mask because it's puppy play?
That's what he's doing. That is the mask for
What is he
puppy
doing?
play.
Why are you
how do you
associating
know
that with
the
something
difference?
sexual?
How do
Because
you
I know
the
what it
difference
is.
between the pup mask and furry? I don't understand.
I don't know.
He says it's not a mask.
It's like he said, it's a hood. It's like a bondage thing. Puppy play.
Okay, now-
It's not.
Bondage? Is that not sexual?
KJ, excuse
Yes.
me. Okay,
But so does
everybody
being
just
a furry.
KJ.
One second.
Can you drop another guest up here and bring Pup Dexter up because
Grandma,
Slothy
can I
is
drop you for a
so
second?
misinformed.
What are you
Grandma?
talking? Pup play and furries are different. I'm not bullying.
Didn't say you were. I said
Yeah,
you were
no one's bullying
misinformed.
anybody.
The comments did. The comments said that.
Oh, okay.
I think that it's a good idea not to pay attention.
Am I working? I look like I'm black. My
No, you're
screen's
fine.
black.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Yes, she is right. Puppy play can be a kink or a other way. Now, furry is a whole phantom. There's different animals. Puppies are just puppies with no fur. And you're supposed to be 18 to be in both community.
Not furries.
Says who, Pup Dexter?
I think it's just a rule within the community that it's like
It's a rule in the
You guys
community.
have had time to talk. Let Pup Dexter talk, please.
I just asked him a question, Firecracker.
It's the rule in the community. You can look it up. Even a lot of furry phantom even stress to young ones, do not be a furry. You have to be 18. And that
That's
same
not
thing
true.
as a puppy play. You could say that's not true, but it is.
I've been a furry since I was about 13. Nobody ever said, you cannot be here. Don't do this. But they do say them.
I think you're not a furry anymore because I don't think you knew what you were doing.
That's not fair to say.
What?
Okay, can somebody explain to me what... now I knew what furries were, but can somebody explain to me what the heck puppy play is?
They like to pretend to be a dog.
Thank you. Yes.
Do you use the toilet?
Yeah, I use the toilet.
No, but I mean like no. I mean like.
But yeah, some of them would go into that sense as to using the toilet like a dog. I'm not going to assume whether Dexter does. That's on him. But some of them would do.
Yeah, some will take it so far and be like a dog, but I don't. I don't take it that far. Puppy plays is basically a bondage with your owner, and you're like a dog.
Do you have an owner?
Basically, that's what it. No, not really.
You want an owner?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
I got a whole harness out here.
So, Pup Dexter,
yes.
Do people mistake your form of pup play, what you do as a pup, as sexual all the time?
Yes. It can be sexual. Sexual.
No, you can say sexual. It's fine. We're adults here.
Oh. It can be that way. It's mostly kink, but it's way more than just that. It's basically you're just acting like a dog.
And
are
you also at times mislabeled as a furry too, because that happens too?
Yeah, that is true. Yes.
Do you lick your crotch?
No, I can't bend that far. No.
I'm just checking. If you could, would you do it?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
remove. Let's go.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go that far.
Mm-hmm. The reason I get so heated is because nobody takes it seriously. Nobody takes what I'm saying seriously.
I think
it's just not happening.
You have common sense.
How are we supposed to take this seriously? Because, like, wouldn't that be considered, like, bestiality? Like, I don't know. Like, I would...
No, listen, no.
Wait.
Okay, but, like, if you're attracted... No, okay, but, like, hear me out for a second. If you're attracted to puppy play...
That's not...
No, don't even ask that question, because that's not what it is.
You need to take the attraction thing out of it. With the pup play, it's not about...
Yeah, no, it's not about that.
Can you... Okay,
but it's the same thing.
Can I ask quickly? Pup Dexter, sorry to interject. Can you explain to everybody what exactly puppy play is and what you do? Like, what? Like, if you could give us a day in your life as a Pup Dexter.
Well, okay. A day of life is a regular person, but when I put my hood on, I am like a whole different person. I escape from the world. I act like a dog. But right now I don't really do that much because I live with my parents because the economy sucks. Yeah. Basically you can go like MASH, it's like meet up and then you hang out, you act like a dog. I don't know how much I could say. You wear harness, you wear tails, hood, you get all dressed up, and that's the good side. The naughty side is a whole kinky side, and I'm not really into that.
That's why I'm saying furry is different. It's not automatically a thing you've got to be 18 plus.
I'm so at such a loss for words right now. I don't
Why? It's a form of escapism. I have 2 pups. One of the pups,
It
like,
basically
it's just
help
escapism.
us escape the world. It basically help with our anxiety.
People pretend to be something they're not on social media all the time, and it is just a form of that.
Mm-hmm.
People in the comment section thinking it's disturbing, but that's just because you're not familiar with it. People are uncomfortable.
That's okay. I get that a lot.
Okay, whenever I want to escape the world, I put on Netflix or a show. I don't know, like, I just don't and I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't understand this.
Pup Dexter, he's a good person. I've known Pup Dexter for a long time.
Thanks.
He said he was going to change his name to Firecracker, didn't you, Pup? Earlier today.
What Firecracker?
Yeah, in your
Wait,
life.
what?
You said you were going to change it to Firecracker when I came in.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so then my suggestion for why is Julie here, I would suggest then if you don't understand something, I would go and I would research it.
Yeah, most definitely.
For sure. And there's all kinds of information that you could read about it and whatnot to help you understand it more. Now, the only reason why I invited Pup Dexter up is because I know what it is, but I don't participate in that myself, so I didn't want to misspeak on it. I mean, I know what it is and what it's all about, but it's something that I don't participate in myself. So that's the only reason why I brought him up.
One thing that I don't want to have to research into. So, like, if I have questions, I
understand.
I don't know. Like, that's not something that I want in my Google search or anything like that, because then I'm gonna start getting ads about it and all of that.
Well, no, you can you can go to the library.
To the library and
Sure.
and get books about.
Sure.
Books on fairies in the library, Michael.
So, but anyway, that's the only reason why I brought him up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna drop down. I'm in bed, but
I appreciate
was
you.
listening.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming up,
Yeah.
Pop.
Thank you for
Mhm.
coming up.
You're welcome.
I'll see you tomorrow, Bob.
Yeah. Take
Yeah.
care, darling.
Bye. Thank you.
I wasn't trying to, like, offend anybody in any way at all. I'm just trying to understand. I do a lot of debates, and so, like, I ask a lot of questions. And, like, that's why earlier I said schmexual instead of sexual, because I've learned, like, you can't say that stuff on TikTok without, like, people getting flagged for it.
Not me, baby, not me.
Grandma,
okay.
you dropped out. You left us.
No, we gave Pup Dexter a box. Grandma just popped back in.
Well, I think I his name under me, though. My box shows Pup Dexter with me in it.
Grandma,
Hey, y'all.
big dog. Wolf.
Grandma,
Grandma,
did you take your meds already tonight?
I don't want to be no fucking dog or cat. What am I to y'all on this spot?
Just as grandma to me, it's your name.
Firecracker. Hey, Jay, what y'all see in my box?
I see Grandma.
I see Grandma with 2 hearts.
I see Grandma with the purple heart and red heart.
I see Grandma too.
Grandma.
Yes.
Grandma, you're so cute.
What do y'all see?
I see Grandma with a red heart and a purple heart. Grandma, drop and come back up.
Hey.
Love you, Grandma.
Grandma.
But just so you know, why is Julie here? I was not offended or anything. It takes a lot to get me offended, so don't feel bad or anything. So
Michael's a good guy.
We're good. We're good.
I just, like, I I've always been this way. I'm a very curious person, so I ask a lot of questions.
Listen, when it comes to furries and pups and things,
Same,
no one has much education on this.
I ain't never heard of such until tonight.
And that's why I suggest if you have children that are in school, how about you ask your children to strike up a conversation with these kids that are furries and actually ask these questions.
They're barking and meowing at the kids.
Because these kids are always bullying her ass. No one actually talks to them.
So you think
Why don't you strike up a conversation?
Oh,
but these kids are bullied and harassed for wearing. But these kids.
My son is one of the most sociable person ever.
Then have him talk to one of these furries and actually ask these questions, rather than adults assuming what these things are.
I'm not assuming. I'm going by what
as adults knows what a furry is. A child should not be going off and asking questions about a furry. That's not safe at all.
How is it not safe?
Because
you don't know what they're going to get told.
Do you know a lot of these school shootings happen because of bullying? And what if my son asks a kid a question and he takes it like he is bullying him? My kid's going to get shot. That shit ain't happening.
Oh my God. Yes, it's bullying, but it's also other things.
Oh, child, the day my grandkids come home.
But Sophie, how can you say that? Were you involved in a school shooting that you can say this?
Of course not. Who? Just looking at, cases that do come out. Like the most recently, the one in Colorado. That was because the guy got into the far right. The kid did that. It's not because he was bullied.
But
I mean, they come out with the stuff later on.
Firecracker's statement is still correct though, because a lot of those shootings do happen because of people like that.
Where people were bullied.
Yeah.
Because people like what?
Emotional support.
No, because people are being... Hakido, can you stop being so quick to jump down my throat, please?
I just asked a question. People like what?
People that are being bullied, I meant. They tend to retaliate that way.
And that's a school district thing, because a lot of kids that are bullied do bring it up and nothing's done about it.
Yep. And honestly, if they are doing those, not the litter box or shit, they probably are maybe a little neurodivergent or, socially awkward.
Yeah, but okay,
assuming they're going to start shooting up the school. Yeah.
But hold up. You can't say that. Again, that's your opinion. Everything you have said is based on your opinion, based on what you believe is common sense and what you believe is not natural, or what you believe is a hoax, or what you believe is this and that.